You guys will not believe the price tag on this GMC Canyon. I'll include a link to the Jerry Center GMC's website in the description down below. They're providing us with a truck. I'll also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbo 2.7 liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic. Fuel economy 17 around town, 21 on the highway, with power outputs being 310 horsepower and then 430 pound-feet of torque. I'm trying to hit 500,000 subscribers before the end of the year, so I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. Now I will say, especially with that center divot, this is an interesting hood design. And speaking of interesting design, the split headlight design, at first I wasn't sold on, but now I think looks pretty cool. Speaking of lights, you got a fog light down below, and the grille on this is pretty sharp looking. You also get red recovery points and underbody protection. And altogether, with that kind of wider body, this is a sharp, kind of muscular looking truck. Tire wheel setup is 275 by 60 by 20. You've got the silver with the black, and then of course GMC logo in the center. Got these pretty chunky fender flares here, rock rail protection on the side. This one has the sport bar there in the back too. The Canyon still has a solid rear axle as well as leaf springs. And I will say, with that sport bar in the back, this has a pretty cool kind of off-road appearance. GMC logo here on the back of the key fob. We have our lock and unlock function, remote start as well. Now let's pop into the bed. It is dampened with the tailgate. We also have drainable storage within the tailgate itself. There's an outlet in the bed, and we do have protection from the factory and a wrench. Anyways, lifting up the tailgate is easy enough. T-shaped taillight design. You've got the AT4 badge there on the back, and then some bumper steps. Spare tires mounted underneath the truck, and there's the rest of the rear. Let's now pop inside. You got this nice contrast with the black and the brown here on the door panel. Now there is some storage underneath the seats. The seats themselves continue that theme with the black and the brown. Now, like most mid-size pickup trucks, not a ton of space here on the back, but we do have some vents and some USB ports back here. We also have a manual window there in the rear. And headroom back here, it's not massive, but I fit. Let's now pop up front. By the way, keyless entry. Got that same contrast with the brown and the black here on the front door panel. Front window's automatic. You got power adjustments for the mirrors, memory seats, and blind spot monitoring. 1,305 pounds of payload capacity. And then again, with the front seats, more brown. You got the AT4 logo there, and then the seats are power adjustable with lumbar support. Trailer brake controls just on the left-hand side of the steering wheel, and then you've got more of that kind of brown trim here on the dash. Let's hear that 4-cylinder rumble. GMC logo there in the center of the steering wheel, soft touch all around. Practical controls here on the front, like the heated steering wheel function, controls for the center screen, voice command controls, cruise control there on the other side, and of course radio controls in the back in normal GMC fashion. And then you just have that singular lonely turn signal / windshield wiper stock. Digital gauge cluster here in the center, which we can change the formatting again on the right hand side of the steering wheel. So depending on what you want to see display wise, it's relatively customizable. Solid 360 camera system, and it does have really good resolution as well. Shortcut bar there on the side of the screen. The main portion of the screen responds quickly. It also has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Yes, the light controls are built into the screen, kind of an interesting function, and you do have this cool off-road tab, which displays different off-road information. Below that, we've got our climate controls, dual zone climate, heated and ventilated seats. And then below that, we've got controls to roll down all the windows at once, auto stop, start, lane departure, and then you can add an auxiliary item. Couple USBs, we got a wireless phone charging pad. Shifter here for the 8-speed automatic transmission, and it does have plus and minus on the side of the shifter so you can manually shift. This does have 2-wheel drive as well as 4-wheel auto, high and low, and then you actually twist this in for the drive mode. The drive modes will be displayed here on the center infotainment system. It does have a little bit of lag once you first twist the dial, but once you're in it, it's pretty quick to respond. Couple cup holders, got a decent center console, kind of like a Wrangler, reminds me of that. Nice trim here on the top, and speaking of nice trim, the dash, that's pretty cool looking. And this does come with a regular old sunroof up top. 2025 AT4 base MSRP $45,700. This has quite a few options, including the Nightfall Edition, $57,305. Let's see how it performs. Let's see if this drives like $57,000, I suppose. It's crazy the price overlap with American vehicles because they offer a la carte with the options. I mean, this is the same price as an AT4X because of the extras that it has. And it's the same price as a Ranger Raptor, which is the crazy thing for me to think about. This is Ranger Raptor pricing. We'll say the seats are firm in normal GM fashion, but comfortable enough. The engine's got good torque. Smooth ride. Even though it has leaf springs in the rear, it doesn't bounce too much, really at all. And you've got so much low-end torque that you just kind of lightly get into the throttle and it moves. Got nice stability with this new Canyon too. It's a big vehicle. It definitely feels, I would say it feels quite a bit bigger than the previous gen. But with that extra size, well, get stuff like more stability. I wish I could say there's more interior space, but not really. It's kind of like part of it's like just the exterior, how they've done like the wide body appearance on the outside. Oh, almost RAP backpack. Poor guy. Man, that low end grunt is impressive. Yeah, it really does have a nice shove to it. And even with the train track skin, I can feel a little bit of the solid rear axle and leaf springs, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all. So it's just fine. They're building over here. Actually, it looks like they're just storing stuff there. This is I mean, you guys can, I don't know if you can see off the side. This is literally like a little wetlands area. There's a bunch of springs here. Yeah, they're totally building over here. Crazy. You get enough rain and that anything they build here is gonna flood. Anything. But, you know, I guess we're running out of space. Gotta build in the marshes. Yeah, I like how this performs over the bumps and everything. That's one thing I do love about mid-size pickup trucks is perfect size to be able to fit into parking spaces nicely. But then they're also big enough and robust enough that when you go over bumps, it doesn't really upset the vehicle at all. Again, it's kind of a more, again, body on frame, it's a bit more of a rugged design. I mean, look at the speed bump. Doesn't care. I will say the front end is definitely a little more comfortable than the back end going over the speed bump, because the back end with the solid axle transfers across. The front end with the independent suspension kind of soaks it up a little bit better. A little bit. Let me know what you guys think about this packaging. I think that, I don't know, GMC's kind of going for the premium truck thing, right? Or attempting to. And this is a nice interior, don't get me wrong. It just doesn't feel different enough or that much more premium compared to a Colorado that it would make me want to shell out the extra money that this is requiring. That's just kind of my 2 cents on that. And then also, I think what GM should consider is the pricing of Ford, because with Ford you can get a Ranger, and people are going to be comparing the Ranger to this all day long. Ranger XLT with a V6, sub $50,000. You can get a Ranger Raptor for 57 grand. So, you know, having this be 57 grand and having an AT4X with the AEV package be over 60,000, and same thing with, I mean, almost 70,000 actually, and same with the Colorado with the ZR2 Bison, those are over 60,000. I think that they've gone a little bit too crazy with the midsize pickup truck pricing. They're kind of doing the Toyota thing, right? Because Toyota has made their new Tacoma extremely expensive. I mean, a Tier D Pro is, it's funny, a Tier D Pro Tacoma has an inferior suspension system to a Ranger Raptor from Fox, because the Ranger Raptor uses Fox shocks, and yet it's more expensive. So yeah, I know that's a little bit of rambling. I gotta park closer. A little bit of rambling, but the point I'm trying to make is this is expensive. This is expensive. I think that this should be like a $50,000 package for what this is offering, not 57 grand for a midsize. Let me know what you think.